These are the things that we abide by as we go through Section 3. So these are the safeguards we have adopted to reduce the risk of abuse and neglect. We want to know who you are. We are not the place where it's you show up on a Sunday and the very next week you can be serving with our youth or our children or any minors on our campus. We want to get to know you. And well, I hope that you think that's okay. So we just want to know who you are. We want to know that we have engaged with you enough to know that you would be exactly who we want working with our minors. And if you're watching this video, then you are. We undergo reference checks. Now, don't get stressed out about these. These are simply people, especially those within the life of the church, who can say, oh yeah, I know Carrie. I have done an outreach project with her, or I was in a small group with Carrie. We will do a full criminal background check that includes personal references, and we might ask for your history with minors, especially if we're still getting to know you. We just want to know, so what's your experience been like? Where have you worked with other kids? We will run background checks every 3 years. So every 3 years, we will let you know we're going to do this, and we will make sure that none of your vital information has changed. And this happens in our office by our financial manager. So your information is not just floating around in a whole bunch of places. We will ask you to go through an annual policy training. This is just to keep all of us, including the staff. The child and youth protection policy is reviewed every year by our staff. So even myself, Reverend Tara, Reverend Ben, we all go through this training every single year. And then every 3 years, you will go through an absolute overhaul of the training. If you have had any charges around abuse or neglect, we ask that you disclose those to Ben. If there have been one of the things that's new to the policy, if you have done the policy training before, then you may know this is a new piece, that we are hoping that those who are engaging with our minors are at least 5 years older than the group that they're engaging with. So in other words, we want to make sure that a freshman in college might not be supervising a senior in high school. If we can make it happen, that's great. If we can't, we always will make those adjustments. And we reserve the right to request at any time a criminal record so that we can check on you if we think that there's something that has arisen that maybe you didn't tell us, but we somehow found out about it. Prohibited behaviors, you can imagine what these are. They're very simple. We don't want people who might not be making the best choices to be engaging with our kids. And all campus workers will follow all of our campus policies. So an example of a campus policy is we ask that you don't bring weapons onto our campus. As you're engaging with minors, you are now considered a campus worker. And so we have a little bit more ask of you in terms of your responsibility on our campus. Here is the code of conduct when working with minors. No having tobacco or any kind of intoxicating substance, no physical punishment, no non-consensual contact, no intimate, romantic, or sexual relationships with minors, and no transporting minors in a personal vehicle without written approval from the caregiver and the supervisor. So let me speak to this for just a moment. Let's say it's a Sunday afternoon, you've been working with the youth fellowship time, and a minor says, hey, Carrie, can you take me home? My mom has a flat tire. So what I would do is I would say, sure. So I'm going to send a text to mom and say, hey, so-and-so says you have a flat tire and they've asked me to bring them home. Is that okay with you? Parent comes back and says, yes. I'm then going to screenshot that and I'm going to send it to Reverend Tara or Ben or another member of the staff, just so everyone knows that I had permission to take a kiddo or a minor home.